Iran blocks VPNs outside their country, Facebook OAuth tokens are hacked again, and Microsoft patches a gaping physical access vulnerability. All that and more this time on ThreatWire. Hello and welcome to ThreatWire. My name is Shannon Morris, and of course Darren Kitchen is still hacking his way across Europe. So we have my new co-host, Greg. Greg, how are you today? Doing good? Awesome. Now, this is your weekly dose of everything. Hi. Hi. Hey.
Back.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
So Greg's my new co-host. Greg, meet Darren.
Awkward.
Darren, meet Greg.
Hi.
Yeah. So this is the show about security, privacy, and internet freedom.
Yes, and let's talk about that, because this week most virtual private networks, or VPNs, were blocked by Iranian authorities. VPNs allow users to tunnel their traffic. It's over an encrypted link, and it's commonly used to bypass internet filters, censorship, and to, mask one's own internet traffic. Well, within Iran, widespread government filters prevent access to many internet sites, including Facebook, on the grounds that they are offensive or criminal. Iranian head of parliament's Information and Communications Technology Committee stated that, quote, illegal VPN ports in the country have been blocked, and go on to say that, quote, only legal and registered VPNs can be used from now on. Now, experts indicate this is a preemptive measure aimed at preventing web-based protests before the June elections. Now, these are the first elections since 2009, which spawned the Green Movement, which spread information on brutality and alleged election fraud. And since then, the Iranian government has pushed for more strict internet controls by the Ministry of Information and Communications Technology. Now, according to the Secretary of the Supreme Court of Cyberspace, all VPNs are on the market are illegal in the Islamic Republic of Iran, and soon internet users will be able to get this purchase state-approved VPN access, which honestly I can only speculate will be as restricted and monitored as the non-VPN internet access within Iran.
That sounds fun, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. We'll come back to this later.
Now, speaking of which, or not really, whenever you decide to use an application that's connected to your Facebook account, it requires you to authenticate with this thing called an OAuth token. So you don't have to fill out all of your Facebook credentials every single time that you want to use an app.
Man, that sounds convenient.
Doesn't it? Now, this OAuth system was actually exploited by a guy named Nir Goldschlager, a white hat hacker, which means a good hat hacker, a good guy, once in February. And this was obviously really quickly fixed by Facebook. And then he hacked it again Monday, March 11th, just a few days ago. Now, this exploit at the time of recording has been fixed. Goldschlager found in February that by editing the application OAuth URL to something of his choosing, he could redirect anyone to an outside source and collect information. Now, he found that certain apps, like the Facebook Messenger app, for example, does not require the user to allow app requests, and the app can gain access to practically everything on the user's Facebook account, including access tokens. This access token is good until the user changes their password, and that probably means forever. Now, in his most recent exploit, Goldschlager discovered that he can bypass the fixes that Facebook made by using the next parameter and a PHP file used by Facebook to redirect a user to any sort of outside link. A warning message would still pop up and warn the user about it, but this can be bypassed by adding a little bit of code in the OAuth URL so that the user is not suspicious of the application.
That's my favorite part.
That's hilarious.
Hey,
now,
put this in the URL.
Yeah, just add a couple of little numbers and letters. Yeah, woohoo! Now, the user would still be redirected to his server where Goldschlager could collect the user's access token and therefore gain all sorts of access. Now, this Facebook vulnerability has been patched as of Wednesday, but I'm definitely going to be following Goldschlager's post for future details.
These are growing pains.
They are.
It's a wonderful idea.
They keep on patching it, but not fast enough, not
There's
quite.
a lot to implement there. Now, this month, Microsoft also made a patch in its Patch Tuesday, including a fix for a vulnerability that allowed for unauthenticated elevation of privilege on a Windows computer, get this, by just plugging in a specially crafted USB drive. Now, the attack is effective against machines that are logged off or even locked because of the way that the Windows kernel enumerates the USB drives as soon as the devices are plugged in. Now, by parsing a specially crafted, what's called a USB descriptor, an attacker can cause the system to execute malicious code. It's like an injection attack physically. Microsoft classified the vulnerability as important rather than critical because the attacker does need to have physical access to the computer. Now, physical USB attacks are nothing new. They've actually been previously used in very high-profile attacks such as Stuxnet, the worm that was discovered in 2010, believed to have been created by the US and Israel in an attempt to attack Iran's nuclear facilities, and that spread by USB.
Yikes. Now, last week we asked how you guys feel about the copyright alert system, and our comment of the week comes from BJ Greens. He says, I do understand that copyright is an issue, but I don't believe the ISP should be given the responsibility of this. I only see this as giving ISPs unnecessary power to decide what action is okay for you to access and what isn't. I do acknowledge that pirating is a big problem, but I don't think this is the right way to attack it. I'm assuming that no one else has a better idea, though?
I do. It's called Sell Me Bits.
Sell you
and
bits.
And stop looking at them. They're not your bits.
That's a wonderful idea right there.
Anyway, that's how I feel about it. Let us know how you feel in the comments. And this week what we really want to know is, would you use a state-approved VPN? You know, whether you're in Iran or even hell in the US. How do you feel about that?
The Patriot VPN.
Oh yeah, sign me up.
Freedom VPN, yeah! Now remember, you guys can always find ways to subscribe over at threatwire.org. Get involved in our Google Plus community. Darren's really
thriving
active
over there. I love
there.
it.
Yeah,
that's where the conversation continues all week.
And with that, I'm Shannon Morse.
I'm Darren Kitchen. That's Greg?
Greg, yes. And Greg says, we'll see you on the internet.